Let's talk about cleaning tech now. That's obviously something super important here at work. We are actually wiping down everything twice a day.
Yes.
With things like Lysol wipes.
Yeah. And, just to make sure that like things like door handles or bathroom fixtures and things like that, where people, might be sneezing or touching their hands, and basically just want to make sure that those surfaces and areas that everyone touches are kept clean.
John, what are some of the things you're doing to keep your tech clean? I mean, I've been to your house. It's overflowing with technology.
It sure is. It's pretty much the same as normal for me. One of the things that I try to do all the time is keep my screens clean and keyboards, the stuff that you're touching constantly. Just make sure if you're using any of these wipes that you've actually tested your device isn't going to get damaged by using some of these wipes. Some of these wipes are much more abrasive and corrosive to glass and plastic than others. So maybe test a little corner before you wipe down your laptop screen or whatever, just to make sure you don't destroy that protective coat on those things. Mm-hmm. Just use common sense as far as don't dunk your phone in a bottle of Purell if you manage to secure a bottle that size. But basically just try to keep everything clean as you can and as often as you can. It's probably less of a concern if you're by yourself because it's just your stuff being touched by yourself. But if you're sharing your isolation with family members, make sure that their stuff is clean as well. And just like AJ said, we're cleaning the office multiple times a day. Same thing should happen at home as well.
The one thing that I do kind of want to point out here is that we do have a tendency when we're out in public to kind of forget that our phone is a bit of a vector. And so, you're using door handles and things like that. You then go out and you put your hand in your pocket, you put your phone up to your face to talk to someone. Congratulations, you've now offered a path for a pathogen to get into those spaces that do get infected. This is kind of where hand sanitizer does come in. Useful if you are going out in public and touching things that other people are touching. So we are supposed to be staying home. We are supposed to be self-isolating. If for whatever reason you find yourself on public transit, or if you do find yourself, say for example, in a grocery store where you're touching things like cart handles, your next step should not be to reach for your phone. Your next step should be to...
Oh, I'm reaching for my phone all the time.
Now, kind of on the note of looking at these protective coatings, on your phone, when you buy it, you've got something called an oleophobic coating. It's basically a coating that is, it repels the moisture on your fingers, right? It's fat-based. And so that's where you get your fingerprints from. Lysol wipes will denature this coating.
But Apple has come out and said you can use those wipes now on their phones.
You can, yeah, but it will start to degrade that. Now, here's the thing, that coating degrades anyway. Right? After about a year, you probably notice that your phone gets more fingerprints than it did when you bought it. So This is not the end of the world. This is why a lot of folks have moved to glass screen protectors because they are kind of disposable, right? After about 6 months or a year, these things have an oleophobic coating of their own. It breaks down. It's another $40 to go get Apple or whomever to install it for you. Vinegar and water is actually a little bit less damaging than some of these other ones and will be just as effective in most cases in taking care of that. But the best thing to do is make sure that bacteria or virus does not get onto your phone in the first place. So don't cross-contaminate when you're using stuff in public and then reach for your phone. This is a good opportunity to use things like AirPods or like a Jabra headset that has voice activation, right? If you're out in public and you don't need to have your nose in your phone, you want to interact with it, use voice commands. The last piece of the puzzle is something that we've actually got here, and I just got one at home, which is a UVC cleaning device. Now they use these in hospitals for cleaning hospital rooms. I've got one called phone soap.
Yeah, we've shown that on the show a few times. I dug it out of our inventory room here. It's been sitting in a box for like a year or 2 years. And it's this little kind of box. You open up the lid, you stick your phone in. It's got UV light in it. You close the lid. And within 10 minutes, it totally sanitizes the phone.
And it has been proven that UVC does destroy both coronavirus and other pathogens as well. So this is something it's not bull hockey. It is actual science. You can go and read the white papers on it. It does work. I paid $100 for one of these things off Amazon. 8:30 this morning, I got a knock on the door. The guy put it down on the ground and walked away, which was great. But 10 minutes actually does this for you. Now, it's not just for phones. It also works for things like keys and wallets. So again, those places where you may cross-contaminate, and we're being told to push elevator buttons with our keys. this is a great way to make sure that those things are clean as well.
So if you are going to be using any type of isopropanol alcohol, make sure it's at least 70% alcohol. And I would get a good microfiber cloth as well. If you're going to be wiping down screens, phones, my Tesla dashboard, which is essentially all screen. I was just looking at that thing this morning. I'm like, oh my God, this thing must be a breeding ground for the coronavirus. So yeah, microfiber cloth definitely, and at least 70% alcohol, isopropanol alcohol.